Britain is an island surrounded by water, but at the start of the game, England is very much not so, as it still holds a lot of land in France due to the 100 Years' War. So you might say, hey, let's go and conquer France. France and England together are going to be super strong, and how hard can it really be if I ally Castile? But why would you? Why would you voluntarily get involved in a long and arduous campaign to pacify France? I think that there's clearly a superior uppity solution to create a perfect British Empire across the seas. And all of that without any kind of breaking sweat or anything else. It is very easy. Hey guys, it's me, I41. Today I'm showing you how you can create the greatest trade empire across the continents without having to go through any arduous wars at all, simply by leaving Europe and turning the British Isles into a fortress. War in Europe means you have to invest in military ideas early on, spend money on maintaining troops, coring provinces, and much more. But why do all of that if you either way will have tons of land across the globe once you start expanding and most of your trade is based in the English Channel, not France? Well, it is simple. We just give up our French possessions. However, there's one small issue. If you give up your land immediately, England itself is actually pretty poor. Therefore, you want to hold on to your French possessions as long as you can, but not forever. You can avoid getting involved in a war with France, but France will, eventually, get strong enough to attack you. Once we start the game, we want to immediately give out all our land to get bonuses for our mana point generation and use our light ships to protect trade. We also want to ally anyone who can protect us from our angry neighbor France, but also doesn't drag us into a million wars. I personally went with Castile. But it really comes down to your personal preference. France is generally not a lot stronger than you, so any decently sized nation as an ally will prevent France from attacking you. From this point forward, we just make sure to keep hiring advisors and start building up our country by building buildings, upgrading trade ports, and just investing. England starts with an insanely strong economy, so we'll just keep building on that, as that is our strong suit. Also make sure to always have a large navy. You may not need the largest navy, but a navy that is large enough to defend your coastline if you do get into a war. And preferably one that is stronger than the French navy. Heavy ships are very much the way to go here. We also want to build up our military to the max so we can get the mission done to get claims on all of the isles very early on. While that is happening, you will have the War of the Roses, but thanks to being absolutely fine and not having any wars going on or other expenses, ending it will be very easy and quick, as you just need to repeatedly defeat the rebel armies and re-liberate provinces. Although the losses during that civil war may set you back on your goal to conquer Ireland and Scotland, waiting is absolutely fine. You're in no rush whatsoever, and making manual claims will just cost you admin points you could invest into upgrading your provinces. Once we can conquer Ireland and Scotland, we will conquer Ireland and Scotland. Scotland is allied to some kind of Irish minor, but also always guaranteed by France. So we want to at least leave one of their small allies alive, so we can continuously use them to conquer more and more of Scotland. I also like to only take Northern Ireland from Ireland and keep the rest of Ireland as a vassal. Is it a smart thing? Not really, but well, actually for no reason particularly I'm doing this, except that it looks very nice on the map. Also, it is an additional AI navy that during war just drives around and tries to catch small fleets. While you're waiting for truces to expire on your journey to unite the Isles, make sure to choose exploration and expansion ideas early on. If you use this strategy in multiplayer, you might want to also use naval ideas early on just to be extra safe, navy-wise, but normally you should be fine. But from this point forward, we just want to invest in exploration and expansion ideas to rush to the new world and take all the nice trade ports and keep developing our land. Also make sure to use the decision of the parliament to get one additional colonist whenever you can, as that will help you develop your colonies even more. From here on out, it is very easy. We just keep developing our lands, invest in ideas, and expand our colonies. Just make sure to not invest in the French provinces, as at some point from now, you want to entirely give them up. Why? Well, holding them only opens us up for war. Calais is the only really important province here anyway, so giving them up, except Calais, is a very valid strategy, but the easiest way to give them up is if France declares war on you. Otherwise, who cares? If they're not declaring war, just keep them, it is extra income. Thanks to the English Channel trade node, you can now build England into the most powerful country in the world without even going to war, simply by colonizing all the trade nodes and upgrading your ports in England to world ports. However, Spain and Portugal will eventually turn into your biggest rivals, due to their huge empires of their own, so be ready to fight them in the future to assert yourself as the dominant power in the new world. You might also want to watch out for any country on mainland Europe with aspirations to conquer the continent. You have to, after all, make sure that there's only one dominant naval power in the world. Anyway, this is all from me. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And I hope to see you next time.